Night of the Kings stars Bakary None as a young man sent to Maca, a prison of Ivory Coast in the middle of the forest ruled by its prisoners. With the red moon rising, he is designated by the boss to be the new Roman, and must tell a story to the other prisoners. This is written and directed by Philippe Lecote, and it popped up on my radar for two reasons. One is that it did make the shortlist for Best International Feature at the Oscars earlier this year, and two, because it was distributed by one of my favorite independent film companies, Neon. Now, this employed a storytelling technique that's been seen in a few movies and shows released over the past year or two, like Undine, Wendy, and Amazon Prime's The Underground Railroad, and it's known as magical realism, which is when it takes grounded, realistic stories and presents them in a more fantastical aesthetic. Here, the majority of the film takes place over one night as our main character, simply known as Roman, a title bestowed upon a prisoner so that they have to tell these intricate stories, having to appease a group of prisoners for the night before their leader dies, so he can invoke a rule that will prevent a violent takeover in this prison that's governed by a particular set of codes and beliefs. And much of the film is Roman essentially speaking for his life, and the film mixes these prison sequences with his story about a tale of King's death being acted out. I will say, much of this film is absolutely stunning to look at, and I really appreciate the dreamlike quality that Lecote invokes in his shots. Going back to the magical realism technique, it truly feels like something out of a fairy tale, even though we never once see any real supernatural elements come about. But the gorgeous imagery and the beautiful score arranged by Oliver Allery really give off this hypnotic quality that makes this one of the nicest looking films of the year. I also appreciated the performance by Bakary None as Roman, who gave the film a very inspirational feel as he does what he can to keep both the film's antagonists as well as the audience engaged through this one tale, bringing a lot of passionate energy to him as he goes through his story. I also thought Steve Tienchu as the dying leader known as Blackbeard was solid as well. Though while it's a film that looks gorgeous and is very well acted, the film's overall pacing wasn't quite for me, or at the very least, it wasn't quite what I was expecting walking into this. With the film's emphasis on more hypnotic, dreamlike elements, it tends to lean on lingering shots and dialogue-driven sequences that maybe go on for a bit too long. And while at times we do feel the urgency of Roman having to speak for his life, it's not like this always moves at a consistently fast pace. It's a little more methodical in nature at times, and that might not quite work for everyone, especially since we only learn so much about these characters outside of these particular rules, which is a plot device that itself came off as a bit corny to me at times. Though it could also be one of those movies that improves upon repeated viewings once you know what you're getting into. As I said, it's shot really well, it's powerfully acted, and there's a dreamlike quality to it that's hard to resist. And while I don't think of it as one of the best movies of the year, it is at the very least a nice little film that offers something a bit different. Night of the Kings gets a 6 out of 10. So let me know, did you see Night of the Kings, or are you planning to see it, and what were your thoughts? Did you enjoy this story? Do you think it should have been nominated at the Oscars earlier this year? Let me know in the comments below so we can discuss. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it, and for more movie reviews and film discussion, please make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated. Thanks for watching everyone, and keep having fun with film.